Hi everyone, Brianna here. Welcome back. So I just wrapped up a massive hours-long meeting with my family, the senior partners running our processing factory down in the Mekong Delta. We sat down, drank some strong tea, and just bled on the raw numbers on the table. And honestly, you guys, the reality of the supply chain right now is wild. I mean, if you are a seafood buyer sitting in an office in Europe or the US right now, you might just see a final CFR price on an Excel sheet. But let me tell you what's actually happening on the ground in Vietnam right now. Literally, everything is going up. You know, a lot of people think is this the ocean freight. Yes, the ocean freight is up by 15%, but it's the hidden operation costs that are squeezing everyone. For example, inland trucking, pulling a container from our factory in Cà Mau up to the port now costs an extra 3 or 4 million VND. Why? Because of diesel. And just to be clear, container trucks run on diesel, not gasoline. So when global oil prices spike, that inland transport cost jumps instantly. On top of that, packaging materials, the cartons, the polybags, they are up 15 to 20%. And on the other production materials are increasing too. The crazy paradox here is the only thing that hasn't really increased is the raw shrimp itself. So what do? We play it straight. We don't hide it. We call our buyers and say, look, the shrimp price is stable, but the diesel, the packaging, and the shipping are up. So the final quote has to adjust. And to be honest, real buyers, the smart ones, they get it. They understand the macro economy and they respect a supplier who tells them exactly why a price is moving, rather than just silently cutting corners to keep the price artificially low.
Ending the Salvan-Sipol. Understanding the seafood supply chain means looking closely at places like this busy Vietnamese factory, Sushi Eng for global export.
Now, moving on to another here's topic we discussed. Speed. Speed to market. Every buyer I talked to once the container shipped yesterday, they asked, Brianna, what's your fastest lead time from the day I wire the deposit to the day the container is on the vessel? Listen, I like to keep things grounded. I asked my factory manager the exact same thing to get the absolute real numbers. The answer, 6 to 8 weeks. You might think, wow, that's long. But let's break it down. Actually, 90% of what our factory produces is high-end value-added shrimp. We talking tempura, sushi ebi, breaded items. This isn't just tossing raw shrimp into a block of ice. This is precise, technical culinary work on industrial scale. Furthermore, just printing the custom packaging, your branded boxes, your specific polybags takes about 10 days alone. We can't pack the shrimp if the box isn't ready. So when a factory promises you a 2-week turnaround on value-added products, to be honest, they are either lying or they have a stockland inventory sitting around that they are trying to push on you. We build your order fresh. 6 to 8 weeks is the owner's realistic timeline to ensure your tempura is perfectly coated and your sushi ebi is perfectly stretched. Finally, let's talk about flexibility. The hassle. A lot of new buyers are nervous. They don't want to drop capital on a full 40-feet container of just one single item. They want to test the waters. They ask, can we mix 3 or 4 different items in one container? My answer, absolutely. But we take it a step further. In our meeting, I asked the factory, what if the buyer is really scrappy and wants to buy from 5 to 6 different factories and consolidate it all into our container? You know what? We completely support it. Basically, we understand the trading mindset. We know that building a new market requires testing different product lines. If you need to consolidate goods from 5 to 6 different plants to make your logistics make sense, we will coordinate that. We aren't just a factory that says my way or the highway. We are business partners. We adapt to your hustle at the same time. So get started now. So that's the reality of the ground floor cross up. Lead times are strictly calculated, but the flexibility and the partnership are stronger than ever. Anyway, if you are a buyer looking for a factory in Vietnam that tells you the hard truth, understands your capital rotation, and is willing to hustle with you on a mixed containers and complex value-added items, you know where to find me. Let's get your next 6 to 8 week order locked in now before the DL0 prices jump up again. Reach out directly.